Inhaling, swelling at the center. Exhaling, expelling out and out until the strain brings it back. Inhaling, pulling slightly, body away and limbs behind. Exhaling, between the shoulder blades, forward and back toward the far position land. The gray expanse of austere sky which stretched from low horizon and over across to sea level. The family speechless on the shore. The eyes gazing deep into and through the limit, the curtain of what is out there. The smell of salt Gulf backwater to the Atlantic, surging back and forth, lifting the body up and down by the chest. The thought that came, that the body was being pulled and pushed by an impossibly massive force. The distance from tourism and the family with which I had come out into the water of the ocean from the center of the land. My family. An exotic golf outing, an antique hunt, the search for ideals and authenticity away from home, for culture and new places and events we could join in, to join into the place and the moment and the rush of the boat ride out to where land was just barely visible, and the dolphins, the birds, the sound of roaring waves as they slapped in miniature against the sides of the hull. The tickle of the water across the hairs of the body, telling the nuances of speed with which the current seemed to race past, but pulling me forward and backward and toward and away. The thought again of the family that stood waiting at dusk for the body to come back, for the head to stay above the height of the crests even when the back held the lips and legs and feet to stand on the sandy bottom in the valleys. The swell of each pulsing against the ground, causing or reacting to the wind, no one is sure. The wind against the family's faces and on their hair as it came out of place and laid to the side in still and steady expectation as the back moved to twist the hips and extend the legs and cause the feet to step gradually, inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter out of the wet ocean and back into the sky that hangs low over the sands and shells and rocks and fish and litter of the beach. The relieved hugs from the parents and brother. The laughter I did not join in but to smile, to have touched the ocean in this way, to have felt its breath deep inside me as it lifted and lowered my body far off of its feet. The feet that work to hold and support, replaced by the lifting of the shoulders, the chest, the backs, hips, and legs up off the sandy bottom. The smile that said to the family, yes, yes, we are here and there is no farther place we could be together. And to have them see the smile, and to not react with words to the smile, but to stop laughing and to smile and to hold the body, the hands in their hands as we walk back away from the ocean. The way that I laid in bed that night, still feeling the lifting and the falling of the body against the mattress as I breathed in the dark air from the open window. As I listened to the noise of the water, to swelling and dying out into another swell, over and over, and thought about how the body must have been so close to not appearing over the next wave, the eyes not meeting the family's eyes again, but instead be filled with salt water, and the nose be filled with salt water, and to struggle and churn the body back toward the surface, rolling in the current and the hairs on the arms and legs tickling against the cold water, the relentless, enormous breathing water of the Gulf of the ocean. Its mouth open to the center of the ocean, as the boats ride on the surface of the ocean, watching the land disappear far away, which reappears and grows larger as the gulls land on the edges of the boat to rest so far away from land, their tired wings nestling against their body for warmth as the body struggles and churns under the water, the lungs filling with coughing, choking salt water that smells and tastes of fish and shells and plants and all sorts of dead things, the tiny particles in the water in the lungs, rushing in and out of the body as the breath of salt water comes into the mouth of the body, expelling and drawing in more and more water, tiny parts, blending from all over the ocean, from the center and the shores, from the deep ravines miles below and beyond the body in complete and blinding darkness. That darkness that shuts the eyes and strains the ears and sets the arms out in front, groping and grasping, searching for the solid rock of the walls of the cliffs, or corals or shells. And as the body sunk into the breathing water that night, there would have been only sand and water and tiny particles of dead things floating in the water, passing through the fingers as they became still, and part, and whole with the water, with the mouths of the rivers, with the inlets and springs, with the ravines and streams and the buried currents of the ocean that let the body go.